glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. True love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy. Drip so sick, I'm queasy. Whoa. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lover with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lover with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lover with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lover with the gang, gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda.
Yeah, what up, yas, bish? It's a morning swole. Back to back, motherfuckers. Yeah. Welcome to the Slamcast. It's your boy. It's your boy. Say what up, say what up. Yeah, so we got a lot of people that were here for the last night's podcast, so we're going back to back hardcore.
I'm not gonna bump to this song.
Monday in your face. Yeah, bitch.
I'm sorry.
Cheers.
Yup.
Pinch your nips. Biatch. Yeah. Oh yeah. Swole Normeth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, 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 testing. Testing, 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 testicles, testing, testicles, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 1130 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, ya beaches? What's going on, ya booshes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio. What is good? And we're live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. We are everywhere. We're banging ye old ear holes, and we are back again. I feel like we just left. And now we're back. Instagram didn't even let me do a fucking intro. I had the intro and I was doing it and it said connecting. Fuck you, Instagram. I have a right mind to just shut you down, IG. I have a mind to shut you off, but I won't. All right, people are coming in. What's going on, Instagram? What's the good fucking word? So let's make sure we got the right stuff in gear. The big news is the brand new Swolenormous apparel release. So you can find the apparel by clicking on apparel in the main menu over on swolenormousx.com. It's amazing. You can get the stuff in time for the 4th of July. Got some sick fucking gear. If you haven't checked it out yet, it is legit. Too legit to quit. Hey. It's fire. It's good. It's good shit. What's up, Eric? What's up, Tobias? Everyone's so quiet this morning. Now everyone's saying hello. Good morning. For some people, it's good evening. Where my Aussies at? It's probably, 9 p.m. there? It's late. In Australia, I went live twice in one day, essentially. I went live in the morning, and I went live because it's reversed. It's upside down, inside out. Y'all are crazy. Yeah, missed all the weekend live shows. Well, good. Now you're in time. You're just in time for Daddy Swolio. We were going ham this weekend We had a great Q&A session. That was a good one. That was a good one. I'm sure a lot of you probably caught it live or you listened to it already. If not, yesterday's episode, the Sunday Fun Day Q&A was really good. Really nice. I like. Very nice. It was very nice. A lot of good Q's and a lot of good anus. I think you'll like that episode. So if you didn't catch it yet, it just dropped last night, so you might not have, but you got some good stuff to catch up on. Really good stuff. Where's your full workout vids, bro? YouTube? Uh-huh. What? Isabel, it's afternoon here in Norway. Well, happy afternoon, Norway. How's the weather this time of year in Norway? Is it winter or is it summer? Where's everyone from? Where are you watching from while you're tuning in? It's a good flow for the morning. It's kind of, I've been doing kind of more extremes with the Swole. If I'm up really early, I love to get it, out to you earlier in the day because a lot of you listen to it during the day. So it's nice to get something new, fresh, and plus you catch me live getting ready for work or wherever you are. But at the same time, it's international. So Papa Swolio's everywhere. So I don't know where you're from. If you're in Norway, you ain't on your way to work unless you work night shift, and it's the afternoon apparently in Norway. Savannah, Georgia, Miami. Oh, you're up early, Tissa. Well, not really. What time is it now? Shit, it's almost 9 o'clock. I thought it was really early. Oh, I've been up for a long time. Oh, that's why, because before I went live, I was thinking, oh, it's 6 a.m. in California. So I'm thinking, wow, it's really early. Everyone's getting ready. Everyone on the East Coast is already at work. Seems earlier for me today. Seems earlier than 9 right now. Feels like it. Cape Breton. It's 9:50 a.m. Where's that? Cape. Is that up in, is that a Cape? Is that in Florida or is that in like Massachusetts or Maine or something like that? You got a lot of capes up there. You got the Cape Cod. You got some other capes. Got a lot of capes. Winnipeg, Canada. It's kind of spring here. Kind of spring. Some warm days, some shitty raining days. Oh, I see. So it's coming out of winter and it's right in between when it's just kind of like nature's taint. Just fucking funky. That funky. La Belle, Florida. Morning knowledge cock. Yeah, right? Nothing like it. I got a good YouTube. Here's a good little teaser trailer or a little teaser for all of you. There's a really good YouTube video that I have coming today. Now, it's not the highest. Well, I did it. It was very impromptu. It wasn't like planned long in advance, but it's a great fucking message. And I'm excited to drop it today. So I'm not sure exactly what time I'm going to get it up. That's what she said. But it's going to be like maybe a little bit after this show. I mean, sometime midday, but there's a great YouTube video coming. It's a good fucking one. So this is Monday. Welcome Monday. And it's just the first, if you're coming in, we just started a couple minutes ago. Everyone's just kind of getting in and getting their tits wet and nips hard. Everyone's kind of getting their stuff in order. Get ready for some good pinching. Everyone's looking to be like, I'm going to fucking pinch your nips. And I'm going to fucking blow some fire up your assholes for Monday. Hey, Papa, what's your opinion to choose workout depended on intuition? Let me read that again, because what? Wait 1 second. What's your opinion to choose workout? Oh, depending on your intuition. It can go a couple different ways. It can go a couple different ways if you just go purely on intuition. If you're going purely on intuition, you're more or less going for just total body, general activity, exercise. You don't really have any set goals, because if you just go by intuition, you leave a lot to be questionable. What are you doing? Now, if you do body parts based on intuition, but your rep schemes and your training variables are consistent, whether it's strength or power or endurance or hypertrophy, you can play with some more things. I kind of do that, but I have a framework. So for example, if I did chest and back on Monday, on Tuesday, I might do legs, or I might take a day off and do yoga. So I'll kind of go by how I feel, but the next body parts or the next training things are in line. So I might shuffle around when I do stuff and what exercise I choose, but I'll do specific variables, and the sets and the rest times will be generally similar. So it keeps with the same kind of keeps the train moving in the same direction. So it depends on how you're mixing that shit up. I hope Papa Swole isn't affected by the demonetization on YouTube. Which one? Is there new stuff? Are you talking about the Steven Crowder thing or something else? More demonetization? If anyone's going to get demonetized, it'll probably be, I hope not. I really don't like, I don't like censorship. I fucking hate it. I hate censorship. I think it's a big, 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 big mistake. I think it's a big mistake that YouTube or any of these platforms fucking are making any kind of judgment over speech. It's so scary. It's so scary. It's not cool. It's not cool. If you don't like but here's the thing. If you don't like what someone is saying, then tap a couple things and listen to someone else. Why do you have to keep it from other people that might want to hear that person say it in that fashion? It doesn't make sense. If someone is saying some bad stuff, everyone else is going to hear that person say bad stuff. I mean, if it's really bad, then most people will be like, no, fuck that person. And they will listen to something else. Why does it have to be controlled? I don't like it. I don't understand. That's my opinion. If it's not illegal, you should be able to say it. It's words. It's words. Say it. It's fucking words. Say the words. Say the words. If it's 10 people, okay, so 10 people are hearing those words. 1 million, okay, there's 7.5 billion people in the world. Like, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. It'll be all right. You don't want to keep that shit in the darkness. Let it stay on the surface so we can all hear what's going on and understand. It's so not hard to move along. I know we're going to get on topic. I mean, is there a topic? I feel like the Daily Swole, let's say if it was always a morning show, I guess depends on where you are in the world, but the same time every day, it's just kind of like a casual chill. It's a casual chill. I don't know. There's always something good. I love how it can just go any direction. I love it how there's a topic and I got something I got to say. There's something I want to make sure I'm going to cover a topic. But there's always so much other good juice, going around because you all bring up so many good points and some stuff that's going on that maybe I haven't heard of. It's all right. What's up, everyone? What's up, James? Eric Eastman. I said hello to you, Eric. You got 2. You lucky dog. Early bird gets a sick fucking gains. Sean, fucking preach, bro. Preach. I get affected sometimes by demonetization because I swear so much. Driving while gaining, like when a driving while gaining gets monetized, I'm like, oh, that slipped through the cracks there. That was a sneaky one. That was a sneaky to the guy. Besides yoga, what can I do during the day to help with muscle soreness while I'm at work? This is probably a dumb question. I mean, if you're really sore, there's nothing you can do. You can foam roll and do yoga. If you're really sore, you're going to stay. Come on, how many times have you been really fucking sore and you foam rolled or something and you just still really fucking sore? Like it helped, but it didn't help at all. So yeah, eat right, move around. One of the things that can help you or affect you being more sore is if you're stiff. Like if you work out, come on, one thing that you should never do, ever, never, ever, ever, never, ever do legs and then go on an airplane. You're going to cramp. You're going to be fucking stiff as shit. You do not want to do legs and then travel. In a car, you don't want to go on a plane when you're restricted. Because on a plane is different than a car. On a car, you can move. You could get out if you had to. You're usually not driving for 2 or 3 hours. Like when do you get on a plane? The flight is usually at least, if you're on a plane, the flight is usually 2.5 hours plus. Not that many people take like 40 or hour-long plane rides. Usually it's like, a couple hours, something that you wouldn't drive. So, yeah, I've done legs and then traveled. Not wise. Not wise, fam. Not wise to do legs and then travel. You are going to be one tight puppy. Oh, thank you, Madeline. Oh, I'm so excited. Papa Swole, so excited. Hi. Miyagi say, happy times. Yeah, Mr. Miyagi. I miss Tanaka Miyagi. I say Miyagi, but That's the original Snapchat, Tanaka. I had a character, Tanaka, a voice, because I had a filter and it made me look Japanese. See, look, that's all of a sudden people are like, that's racist. No, it was a Japanese, it was a filter. I looked like a samurai. I legit, it was just the way the filter hit my fat nose. It just made it was awesome. It was so good. Some of you probably remember that. You've been following me for a long time. Sitting in a tractor planting corn, dreaming of a gym. Where are you, Eric? Let me scroll through. I got a couple more comments on Instagram here. Papa Swole, wake up. Yeah, wake up. Go to the fucking gym. If you're listening to this, go to the fucking gym. Hey, you. Tap, tap, tap. You. Stop being a puss snatch. Go to the gym. You beesh. Go to the fucking gym. Go to the fucking gym. Stop. Just go. Go to the gym. Go to the gym. So one of the things, and I have it on the board behind me, a couple arrows pointing to a dot. Fitness and nutrition is simple tits. It's simple fucking tits. One of the great distractions, and I've been getting a lot of DMs, messages on Instagram and stuff and everywhere, comments on YouTube about various people that make content, whether it's an Instagram person, YouTube, or both. Usually it's both. People have multiple platforms like I do. And so I get a lot of messages about someone doing something, some video that someone made. And most of the time, I have not heard of the person. Sometimes I've heard the name in passing, seeing it on other content. I'm aware of some people, but I'm not aware of people's content because I don't consume content. I might see clips of different videos, but there's no one that I watch their films through. It's usually not fitness related. Anything that I watch on YouTube that I actually invest time in is usually not fitness related. It's something different than fitness, something else I have interest in. I watch other videos, I watch other content, for educational purposes and for other stuff, just, for fun. And whenever I see people on YouTube, on Instagram, getting really complicated with fitness. I know some people are actual scientists. They actually study this stuff. So they can't help but talk, because when you're doing tests and you're doing studies, you have to get really specific. You have to be very scientific and you have to be really detailed, because when you do a study, everything's got to be a certain way, because you have to be able to replicate the study. And if you're vague, the study is invalid because it's just not repeatable. So it has to be very specific, very deliberate, very clear. So pretty much when you read a study, you're reading a map, you're reading a framework. So if you wanted to say, hey, well, I see what they did with this study, I want to do the same study, but expand it and focus on this area, which is what people do, they can repeat that exactly, control for those variables, and then add their own twist. And then there you go, another study on that same subject, and they can see if it matches, correlates, and if it opens up some new doors for more research. So that's how science works, and it goes down that rabbit hole. And I'm sure there's other things that go on. That's one example of how you look at research and how that can continue. But there's a lot of sites, people, personalities that love to pick every fucking paper that comes out, do a video on it, but early. They do a video on it, or they do a topic for a video and then reference a study or discuss it or take some stats from a study that was done. And there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm not saying these people, I'm not naming names, but I mean, nothing comes to the top of my head, but I've seen a bunch of videos, and most of these people aren't qualified to really understand or really be able to teach what was discussed in a study. And then this content spreads, goes somewhere. They do a video on it. Someone else reads the video. Someone else does a tweet. Someone else does a blog, and then it spreads. And then eventually just the message got lost, and the real truth behind whatever was being discussed originally gets lost in the mix with all this scientific jargon. And science is real. Studies can be very helpful. That's why we are today with where we are. But I want you today on this Monday, I want you to stop getting confused and overwhelmed by all of it. Because not only do you get the information that you need in a lot of this content, you get a lot more information that you don't need. And yeah, you see all those people, right? You see all those people lifting with like electrical stimulation things all over them. They're wearing these like shock suits and neurological feedback suits. It's like, okay, A lot of those things are cool, but they're fucking gimmicks. They're not going to get you a better workout because they're unrealistic. It's either expensive for a session, they're rare, people don't know how to use them, they're just not necessary, they're not going to get you exactly the results you want. It's not about just building muscle and losing fat. It's about setting all the habits so you can do this and make it a part of your life that doesn't stress you the fuck out. And that's where I think this whole message, like I'm really trying, like I think everything that I've done from the beginning with Swolenormous and with the podcast and what I've been trying to accomplish from the very beginning is to give you peace with your fitness and make it a part of your life, so much to the point that it's not something that you have to do. It's like, oh, I have to go to the gym, or I have to make my meals. I don't want you thinking about making your meals as if it's like, oh, I have to make my meals for my fitness. No, you are preparing food for you, for your life. The gym or your exercise is just what you do as like you're eating, you're sleeping, you're showering, it's a part of your flow. It shouldn't be something that stresses you out, that you worry about, that you're measuring on a calculator, you're typing into an app, you're, planning and moving things around and structuring new programs and splits and just you're going nuts over it. If you really learn and you really understand, and it's different than just learning and memorizing and spitting the information back. If you truly understand the concepts, and the most important, if you understand those basic concepts with fitness, that will give you that habit, that will give you the discipline, the basic fundamental muscle building principles of strength training, those important exercises. If you master the consistency and the discipline, if you master the basic exercises, if you master the basic effort that it takes to really maximize those exercises, if you master the basic foods that your body responds really well to, and then you add and you test as you go through, but you have those core foods, if you understand the basic techniques and the basic approach to making sleep an important part of your life, if you master the basics of blah, 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 if you master the basics, do you know how much fucking results you'll get if you just master the basics? Fuck the other stuff, the blood flow restriction training, putting electrical pads on your fucking dick while you're doing curls. Like whatever the fuck you're doing, all that shit is just brand new stuff that's kind of cool, that might feel weird or get you sore for a moment. It's like, okay, it's not something that people need to fucking get amazing bodies and amazing fucking results. It's just holy fucking shit. You don't need to know about every fucking enzyme that touches a fat cell. You don't need to know about every fucking little just molecule in the body that just fucking that bounces off a protein molecule. Well, here are all the sequences for the amino acids that are muscle building compounds. Ooh, list them off for me, Mr. fucking YouTube science. It doesn't fucking matter. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going to refer back. Now this is not steroid related, but I'm going to refer back to the golden era of bodybuilding. And I'm going to refer to it and put it up on a fucking pedestal, not because of the bodies and they were taking steroids, because of course they were taking steroids. Of course they were doing a lot of drugs, but the basic ones, they didn't have all the different types of steroids. Now they had the fucking basics, but look at their equipment. Forget the juice. All right. Forget the juice. Their equipment, they didn't have all these fancy Cybex and all these techno gym fucking things. They didn't have all that. They had a couple cables for a row and for crossovers, and they pull downs, and then they had bars and dumbbells. That's it. That's it. That's all they fucking had. That's all they had. Yes, they had steroids, sure, but they had the fucking basic weights. They didn't have any magazines. They didn't have the internet. There was no such thing as a fitness influencer. People were laughing at bodybuilding, yet they fucking carved bodies like crazy because they trained like fucking animals and they ate real food. That's it. That's it. They didn't have all the preservatives in the 50s and the 60s in the food. They didn't have all that crap. Yeah, they were drinking dairy and stuff, but it wasn't fucking as processed as it all is now. You could get raw milk, and a lot of people have different reactions. You could get quality foods. I mean, the vegetables and everything, they were better. They weren't, I mean, I don't, I could say they were better. Well, you can't prove that those vegetables were more nutritious. You know what I'm saying? I would say 60 years of over farming and everything being injected with corn. I think it's probably safe to say it was better then. It was cleaner then, less pesticides, less issues, less people to feed. So, it was quality over quantity. I'm throwing out a lot of concepts and opinions there too. I don't have like those stats and shit, but I think you get the concept of what I'm trying to deliver. They had the basics, but what did they do with those basics? What did they do with those basics? They fucking destroyed them. They crushed the basics. They murdered the fucking basics. They murdered the basics. Murdered the fucking basics. They fucking did it. The basic shit. God, what'd they fucking do? What'd they fucking do? They did squats. They did bench. They did deadlifts. They did presses. They did rows. Wow, those work? Yeah, it's the fucking basic moves that the human body can do. Push, pull, squat, you're fucking done. That's it. That's why the push-pull legs routine, the basic routine, is so fucking timeless, because what can your body do? You can fucking push things like that away from you. You can pull things towards you. I mean, you can pull from a high point. You can pull from a low point. You can push high. You can push low. You can bend and stand up. It's like, and then lean forward. I mean, there's only so many fucking things you can really do with the body. And of course, you can do all sorts of twisting and then specific correctives and isolation. Yeah, there are many different ways you can move with the 3 planes of motion. The 3 planes of motion, frontal, sagittal, and transverse. With those, you got sagittal, you got side to side is frontal, and you got transverse, which is rotational. So you have 3 ways you can move, and then an infinite number of ways of combining those planes to move, depending on the joint, depending on the position, depending on the open or closed chain, depending on, it's all the different details, right? Which muscles are activated, what length do they start activating, and their muscular advantage or disadvantage, and all the biomechanics and all the stuff that hurts my fucking head. I mean, I like it. I love it. It's a beautiful thing, but it gets to a point super simply, it gets to a point when it's just too much science, too many exercises. I mean, too much science. I mean, like too much detail. So science was a bad use there, but too much detail, too much specifics, too much fucking dust, and too many just junk, like too much. Clear it out. Ditch it, eject it, hit the button, fucking gone. Too many things floating around. You don't need with proof that you don't need them. Because people did it fucking 50 years ago without them. So do you need them, or do you think you need them? Because so-and-so tells you need them for just $19.95. And I understand, look, people have to make a living. Whenever you're buying something or selling something, I mean, someone's purchasing it. Someone's getting value from it, hopefully, if you're making a good product. I have services. I have Swolenormous X. I have my memberships and stuff. But, I mean, what's the focus? That's why all my content, even in Swolenormous X, it focuses on those fucking basics. And it gives you everything you need for the foundation. Everything I do here on the Daily Swole and in Swolenormous X is so that foundation is so fucking rock solid. And of course there's advanced training in X. Of course I do advanced training, but the fucking principles are so fucking rock solid foundational pyramid. And when you have that, oh man, the sky's the fucking limit. If you have that base locked the fuck down, then you can ride the roller coaster straight to the top. And then it doesn't end. It doesn't end. But if you're building on a faulty foundation and you're worried about all that top level shit, if you're worried about all that, it's going to bite you. It's going to slow you down because you get lost in the mire. You get lost in the noise. You get lost in it because there's endless amount of shit that you'll fucking read. You go down those fitness hashtags and you'll be swarming in fit teas and vegan and carnivore fights and fucking kettlebells and dumbbells and CrossFit and jumping calisthenics, fucking swinging over bars and climbing over buildings and whatever the fuck it is. And you realize there's so much goddamn stuff because there's so many goddamn fucking people. And a lot of people like a lot of different things, and a lot of people see results with a lot of different things. And you got to figure out you. So what I want to do is, again, address what you want to achieve, and then let's go for the basic principles that you're going to need to get to that direction. And then you start honing your skills along the way. And you don't wait to start. You start right away and you figure it out on the way, like everyone else. I didn't know a damn fucking thing about social media and podcasting and doing this stuff online. Everything that I fucking do from scratch, didn't know, but I started and I figured it out along the way. There's no fucking difference. When I started lifting, I didn't know. I knew I wanted to get big, so I started doing it and I figured it out along the way. You don't know what you fucking start and you figure it out along the way. Stop worrying and wondering and thinking and rethinking and listening to this and listening to that without doing anything. And a lot of you are listening to a bunch of things, but you're doing stuff. And it's fine to learn and listen and investigate and research, but just don't kill yourself over it. Don't do it at the expense of slowing yourself down. It's not worth it. Speed, the faster you start applying some of the stuff that you've learned or that you're hearing about, the faster you start applying it, the sooner you can learn from it, adjust, maybe tweak it and make it better, or avoid that and then go some other direction. But the sooner you do it, the sooner you can figure out how it worked for you and learn the lessons that you need to learn from that. If you sit around and you wait, then you'll never learn. You'll just fucking float with the same shit knowledge that you had before. The more I've learned about fitness, the less I pursue a lot of that high, super high end. I listen to it because it's just sometimes it's interesting. I'm like, oh, wow, that's really cool. And it helps me tweak. But here's the thing. For someone that's been in the industry for 20 years, that has degrees and certifications, I've taught and I've done all that. I've been submerged in it. There are a few things that I'll see around online that I'm like, oh shit, yeah, if I move in that way and I bend here in that same way, yeah, that's a really good point. That will stretch the lats maximally. That's a really cool concept. Never thought about that for opening up in that way. But the difference is I'm looking at that and like, wow, I can tweak that because I understand all the concepts before. I understand everything that I need to know to be like, wow, if I just twist and bend like that, I could really get something out of that. But 99.9% are watching and being like, oh, cool, that's really, but they don't understand the basic concept. So then they're trying to copy this very fancy integrated move. They don't have the body posture. They don't have the muscle activation. They don't have the understanding of how the muscles actually move. So the audience is just skewed very, very novice. And a lot of people are trying to do these things and they're not appreciating it for what it should be because they haven't done the basics enough. They're worried about all the fancy stuff with dieting. I saw someone mention Thomas DeLauer or someone. Yeah, he's one of those guys that does those science videos and just talks about fucking enzymes and shit. He's not a fucking doctor. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He does not know. He's memorizing shit. He's reading off a card. He's reading it so many times he says it, but he doesn't understand it. Fucking most scientists don't understand that shit. Most people don't fucking understand that shit. Understand is not being able to memorize perfectly. Understanding is a next level type shit. And most people don't have the faintest idea, including me, to really understand something. It takes so much fucking dominance. And we really don't give enough credit to really understanding topics. That's why I can spit this fucking shit for over 1,000 episodes every single day without any notes. Like I don't have anything in front of me. Sometimes I'll write something down, be like, oh, talk about this thing. I don't have like a script when I'm talking about this shit. It's because I stay in my lane. I know what I know. I know what I don't know. And I like to I like to have this focus on the shit that is most important. I see the biggest gap. It's like Florida. The fitness industry is built on the same soil as Florida, like fucking styrofoam. Like this whole state is sinking. The whole state is sinking. It's fucking gonna be underwater in like 100 years, right? So the fitness industry is built on supplements. It's built on these quick fixes. It's built on the aesthetics. It's built on just a shaky foundation. And a lot of people are getting really miserable. That's why there's such a big business, because people are fucking miserable because they're not getting results, because they're not focusing on the fucking basics enough. They're not. So what we have to do is bring it back. We have to rein in the pony. We have to change that together. And I always stay in my lane. There's a lot of shit that I don't know, especially when people ask really hardcore science questions that maybe they saw. People ask me all the time. I get that in the comments and I'll see that. And you've heard me. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because it'll be some latest thing or something that someone spewed out on an Instagram post or on a YouTube video or a blog or something. And then they ask me here as if it's common, like they don't know the difference, as if it's common knowledge. And I look at that, I'm like, the fuck? I have never heard that in my life. It sounds cool, but I have never heard of it. And you're never going to know everything. So here's the thing. Either you can memorize a lot of shit. Either you can memorize a lot of shit. Memorize it and not understand a damn thing or very little. Memorize a lot of stuff. Not have command, not really take action on it, not really benefit from it. Or you can stay in your lane, focus on the fundamental concepts, understand it to the fucking core, and crush them every day. You're going to get fucking results. And that's what I do. There's a lot of fluff that I don't know about. You could tell me, I'll be like, cool, but I'm not just, you can't just trust someone. They said it. Okay, well, I don't know. Especially if it's new science. Okay, cool. That's a cool direction. That's a cool ideas. We'll see how that goes. But what I do is I stay in my lanes from what I know I've been doing for my entire career. I've just been pounding the base. I look at it now from my perspective and I see all I did was just destroy this obsessive, just fucking fundamental basic approach to training. I just fucking did it over and over again. And I never stopped. And that's the only reason that physically, I'm here where I am today, because I never stopped, no matter what the challenges or the inconveniences or just the scheduling. I always did my training. It's never stopped. Since I started, I've never fucking stopped. I've never taken 3 months off I fell out of it. Not happened once. Has never happened. Not once. Not one time. The longest I probably ever took off from like strength training was probably a week, maybe 2, and it was intentional. And this is back when I was really starting out back in the day, because I remember reading the bodybuilders would take like, a week or a couple weeks off after a show or a certain programming. And it was funny. I did what they did. Most people don't take time off like that, but I did. And it worked for me because I always had a reverence for recovery. And a lot of people don't treat their training like a season. This is a nonstop sports season. You don't get an off season. You just keep on going 365 days a year and you fucking destroy yourselves. So let's get back to the basics. Let's focus on the basics. There's a lot of juicy nuggets here, I think. I hope you enjoy it. It's where the most benefit the best results will come from. It's how I can help the most. It's what I look at and I see this is the most effective way to deliver a message. This is the most effective way, or the most effective part of focus. What message that I can deliver that would be absorbed and acted upon. And that's what's important. So that's what we're doing here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 1130 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, a Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I will see everyone tomorrow for 1131. A couple of you asked a question. I didn't get a chance to get to them, but you can tap the sticker in my Instagram story, the sticker question story, tap it, and then you can ask me a question, and I'll try to get to them later today. So All right, that's it. See you tomorrow for 11:31. Peace, McGee's, Deuce Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Out.